Well, I don't have any backpacking or hiking trips planned right now, but I'm home and it's time to make my purple sauerkraut fermented cabbage. I've got 5 heads of purple cabbage here, and I've been making this stuff for a while, but I've been doing it in quart jars, and recently bought a 3-gallon stone one. It's got the water lid seal on it, so I'm excited to try this out and make one big batch. Alright, so here are my cabbages. I've got them all cleaned up and ready to go. Here's the salt I'm using. I'm just using, it has to be iodine free, and this is a natural sea salt that I've been using. And so I'm going to start chopping. So when I chop it, I just chop it into quarters. It makes it easy to get that core out of there. Right, and I just slice it up. Alright, so I'm going to add some salt to this now, and I just salt it by taste and looks. So there is a ratio that you can follow, but I prefer to go by taste. So I'll just get that salt in there nice and get this going. You can see it's already starting to sweat. Liquid's starting to come out of it already. Now it's pretty much full, so I might put one more quarter in there. Alright, so there's not quite one head, and the salt releases the water in the cabbage, and I'll let this one go for a little bit and check up on it a little while, and I'll keep stirring it some, and then I'll taste it after it sits for a while and see if it needs more salt or not. Alright, so one thing that's important to do as you're doing this is once you get a little bit in, you want to add the salt to it and mix it up, because if you wait until this whole thing is full of cabbage and then add your salt, it will be very hard to get the salt mixed into the whole thing. All right, all my cabbage is cut up. let's take a look at this first one I did now. Oh yeah, it's getting nice and wilty. Just got a ways to go yet though. Usually takes a half hour to an hour to get to the point where I can put it in the jar. Hopefully you can see that. I'll get it up close for you. So it's starting to get pretty juicy, getting all wilty. This one's not nearly as far along. Probably needs more salt, so I mean I can taste it now. Just give this one a taste and see where we're at. Yeah, it's not very salty, so I'll have to add some salt to this one then. I usually do it kind of slow because I don't want to get it too salty. And even if you measure it out, you can get it too salty or not salty enough. So I just do it like this, where I add salt, let it go for a little bit. Is it a little bit too full? Spilling out. One thing about making this is it's quite messy. But this is looking good too, though. You think it's just the top part that just needs more salt. Alright, so that's just going to have to just sit for a little while. I'm going to clean out my container, get it nice and clean, and come back to this a little bit later. Okay, all three of these are coming along pretty nice. I just tasted them. They got about the right taste, just slightly salty. So I say, before I probably should point this out, but I saved some of the leaves and I washed them really well, and those are going to be my top layer, so they don't have any floaters. I'll put my cabbage in, then I'll put the leaves on top, and then got the weights that I'll put on top of that. I like to get it to the point where I can squeeze it and you get the juice dripping out of it. That way, when I get it packed in nice and tight, it'll all be submerged under cabbage water, a salty brine water. It's starting to get wilty. It's been going about 10 minutes now. Give it a taste. Yeah, about the right saltiness. Alright, just about another 10-15 minutes to go, and then I think we'll be ready to put it in the crock. Cabbage is getting there, still a little ways to go. You know you're ready to go when you grab some cabbage and you squeeze it, and a little bit of juice comes off the bottom. So it's a little bit's coming off, but not enough yet. So I like to get it juicy enough so when I get it in my container and stomp it down, then everything's covered in the juice. All right, so this one looks like it's about ready to go. If I grab a handful out of there and I squeeze it, you get lots of juice coming off of there now. So that one's ready to go. So the first two are ready. The third one should be ready soon. All right, so the cabbage is finally ready to go. So I'm going to, so I've got my stoneware crock all cleaned and ready to go. So I'm just going to start adding to put it in. Try not to lose my juice. This, see all the juice coming out of there. That's very important. At least for the way I do it. It's important because I want my cabbage to be completely submerged. I'm going to stomp this stuff down so before I put the third one in. So I've tried different stompers over the years, and this is the one I'm currently using, just a stainless steel stomper. This helps get it compressed down in there, and also helps get the juices to the top. Alright, we'll get that last one in. Alright, so there it is. It's in there. I gotta stomp it down a little bit more, quite a bit more actually, because we're not to the point where we need to be yet. We had to try to get all the air out of there, and well, you can see the juice starting to come to the top. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, I've got my sauerkraut in there. Well, it's not sauerkraut yet, but I've got my red cabbage in there all smashed down, and I got all cleaned up. I got all the cabbage off the sides. So now I'm ready to put my leaves, my top on. This just helps keep from getting floaters in there. I don't know if this part is necessary. It's necessary for when you do it in quart jars. I just don't know if it's necessary for the crock pot though. Or not crock pot, crock. Alright, and I put the weights in. Alright, and now I'm going to turn that leaf down so it's not pulling out. Okay, so I got my weights in there, all the leaves are below the top of the weights, and I'm going to add some water so that everything is underneath water, underneath the solution. That helps prevent any mold from growing in there. Okay, so I forgot to mention at the point of the leaves and the weights are to keep the little pieces of cabbage all at the bottom underneath the water. Otherwise it won't properly ferment, and you could possibly get mold growing in there. Alright, that looks good. There's no floaters, everything's underneath the water. So, I put the lid on. So this design's got these little grooves in it, so as this stuff ferments, it puts out gas, and those little grooves allow the gas to escape. And then this water channel helps seal it, keeps all the air and anything from getting in there. It also helps prevent mold from growing in there. Alright, that's pretty much it. Alright, so I'm going to just clean some of this cabbage off real quick. The juice that's still on the outside. And then, next step is I've got to move this and let it just sit for 2 weeks. So typically it's been taking, yeah, that's not too bad. Probably weighs 40 pounds. But, so it should take about 2 weeks to ferment. So this will be ready to go. And maybe I'll do a follow-up video with the taste test when it's ready to go.